a tireless advocate of environmental conservation with a deeply grounded Indian scientific outlook. He is widely regarded as a people scientist. From 1973 to 2004, Dr. Gadgil serves as the professor at IISc Bengaluru, where he founded the renowned Center for Ecological Sciences, shaping generations of environmental scientists. Dr. Gadgil was honored with some of the country's highest civilian awards, including the Padma Shri, Padma Bhushan for his contributions in ecology. 32nd SSC mourns his passing away on January 7, 2026, at the age of 83. I would like to welcome Dr. T.V. Ramachandran, Indian Institute of Science, Bengaluru. He was a close colleague of Madhav Gadgil. Start paying tribute, and others are also welcome. I request everyone to rise for a moment.
request the dignitaries to say a few words about Professor Madhav Gadgil, please.
Here only or there?
Sir, please, the stage is yours.
You know, the last month I was in Pune in connection with the field work. The day before I went to Pune, Professor Gadgil had fallen and he had an injury, and slowly that last week of his death, you know, that the bacteria infection, etc. So we lost a very good teacher, very good conservationist, the man who talked about equity and ecology. You know, I was his student. While doing my PhD, I took his course on human ecology. The way he used to take class and the way he used to treat students is remarkable. You know, when we go for field work, at that age, you know, something very interesting used to happen. In the late evening, he used to tell, I have some unspent money in my pocket, come let us have ice cream. You know, that is the kind of the thing he used to run. And we all used to discuss, you know, there was no hierarchy. He was so simple. People never used to make out that he is a well-known scientist. And that's what he taught us, how to be simple and do something for the society. You know, the death is inevitable. One day we have to go. But if we can leave our footprint and go, that makes all the difference. That's what is Madhav Gadgil is. You know, when he 2-3 things he did remarkable. One is he was in the Scientific Advisory Committee of the Prime Minister one term, and at the time, whatever the suggestion we used to give as a colleague, he used to take it forward. And even he brought those committee to the IISc, and we had an interactive session with the committee members, and we felt what is to be done for the welfare of the country and welfare of the people. And second thing is, you know, his work. If you look at, he is a Pew Fellow, and not FEW, it is PEW, okay? He had a network of teachers from the Western Ghat districts, and he tried to document the biodiversity of the entire Western Ghat. That project was well known as a Livescape project. You know, the awards keep coming and going, but finally what is done for the welfare of the society, that is what it matters. And you know, his work, whether it's a conservation, it is for the people. You know, he told the society, if there are forests, people will have water and livelihood. People will have livelihood and everyone will get the livelihood, not just few. And that is where his work is more towards the conservation, etc. In fact, when he was the chairman of the Western Ghat expert panel, just then I had done the study on the carrying capacity of Uttar Kannada district. I had mapped the villages at the village level, the ecologically sensitive regions, at 4 level, ESR1, ESR2, ESR3, ESR4. When I presented to the committee, he told me that, can we do it for the entire Western Ghat? And my colleague, Dr. Prasad, SN Prasad, he also passed away last year, developed that, this one for the entire Western Ghat. That is what came in the expert panel report. The agenda of identifying ecologically fragile region is not to trouble people. It is for the welfare of the people. Had the ecologically fragile region had been conserved, the thing, Wayanad episode wouldn't have happened. Who are the people who are against the Madhav Gadgil committee report? I would say the people who encroach the land, who deprived your right to live, are the one. I keep visiting Kerala quite often. I'm also a member of the KSCSTE advisory panel. As a part of that, when I come here, one of the time when I visited, Catholic, the bishops came on the street against Madhav Gadgil committee report. When I looked at what is the reason behind it, I felt that they are not different from the mafias. Don't feel bad when I speak truth. That's what Madhav Gadgil taught me. The two things he has taught me was speak without fear. Do science for the benefit of the society. If you look at our work, his students' work and my work and all, you will see that this one. We worked for the lakes, we worked for the conservation of the forest, etc. When I was referring to the bishops coming to the street, and they took out the procession, funeral procession of Madhav Gadgil at that time. Very painful thing. That is not the way to treat a well-known scientist who did something for the benefit of the country, for the benefit of the people. The Western Ghat with 100 plus rivers gives us a water security for the peninsular India, including Kerala. And because of that water security, we have the food security. Realizing that, he felt that we need to protect those ecologically fragile regions. When we ignore that, you have the problem of landslides and mudslides. That is where the people like you and me get killed in the landslides and mudslides. Look at Wayanad, what happened. People encroached the forest, the mafias encroached the forest. They hired the people to cut the trees. Who are experts in cutting the trees. And after cutting the tree, they were given a job in the tea plantations. And last year when the flood happened and landslide happened, that entire community was washed away. 150 families, 470 plus people were killed in that, just because of the greed of the mafia. And that is where he raised the voice against the people who are encroaching the land under the guise of the development. They used to say that country has to develop, we have to do these things. But their development used to happen at the cost of the people. Even our study shows wherever forests are there, especially the Western Ghats and other regions of native species, the water bodies are perennial. Water bodies are perennial, that means it carries a water 12 months. Wherever people have degraded the catchment with a forest cover less than 30%, the water bodies have become seasonal. You might ask me, how this affect me? You will not have water for 8 months, 6 months, and you will face the problem of that. And more importantly, if you talk to your parents, if they are farmers, they will tell you, when the water is available 12 months, the earning of the farmer is as high as 1,54,000 rupees per acre per year. Whereas when we degrade the catchment, when the water body becomes seasonal, they can grow only one crop. Their earning is 32,000 rupees per acre per year. And look at the pollinators in the region. Wherever forests are there, pollinators are abundant. Because of that, pollination become efficient. You are all the student of science. You understand what is pollination. When pollination is efficient, yield of the crop is higher. For example, wherever forests are there, the yield of paddy is as high as 14 to 18 quintal per acre, whereas yield of the paddy in another region where forest is degraded is 6 to 8 quintal per acre. You see that when you have double yield, your income much higher. That is where he worked for for the benefit of the society. You know what he taught us, and he was also quite disciplined, the researcher. The research, science, then family life and sports, everything he gave equal importance. He said you can be a good scientist only when you are active. For you to be active, you need to do the job at home as well as in the field. That is where, swimming was a regular phenomena in it. Every day at 4 o'clock, he and his wife Sulochana used to go for swimming in the campus. And that's what we learned. That's how he could lead a life till 83. I was slightly sad when I went to the Pune last month. I saw that things are going out of our hand. That is inevitable. We have to accept it. And I hope his soul rests in peace. And the wonderful thing he has done for the society and for the students, certainly he will be remembered forever in our system as the people's scientist. Thank you all.
Thank you, Dr. T.V. Ramachandra, for sharing your memories. So now we are beginning our most awaited session. To kick off this session, I request all the eminent scientists on dais to share a brief spark of inspiration to set the stage. Immediately following their words, we are opening the floor to you. This is a great opportunity for students and teachers to engage with scientists across India. So keep your most curious questions ready as we launch straight into our interactive sessions. Over to you, sirs.
Friends, a very good afternoon to all of you. We are going to have a wonderful interaction with galaxy of experienced professors, scientists. We have contributed immensely to the development of society during their services. And this is a great opportunity for the students to come up with relevant questions. Make use of this opportunity to, enrich your knowledge through their experiences. So we have with us Professor S.M. Shiva Prasad. Professor Shiva Prasad is the Professor and Dean at the Indian Institute of Technology, Dharwad, Karnataka. And you have heard him a few minutes ago. And we have Professor Narsimha Hanumant Ayachit, Professor and Dean of Academics at KLE Technological University, Hubli. And then we have Professor G.M. Nayar, who is the President of Kerala Academy of Sciences. And we have with us Professor P.C. Deshmukh, who is the Prime Minister Professor Designate for the Central University of Kerala. And I am Professor Ashok Kalu, Vice Chancellor from Kodagu University. So without losing time, because we are running late by 1 hour, and we will try to keep this session very lively. I would request students and staff, basically the teachers, to keep your questions as short as possible. Don't deliver talks in your questions, so that we spend this time more effectively, more constructively. With these few words, I would now open the forum for the students first. We will have interactions with the students, ask questions, and I'm sure you will have very relevant and productive replies to your questions. Thank you one and all. You can just raise your hands and somebody will pass on the mic to you. This is an opportunity for students to ask questions. Answers will come from the dais. Yes.
I am Fazimat Farhatemi from class 9th of KV1 CPCRI Kasaragod. I would like to ask a simple question. Should there be limits to what science and technology is doing to humans, nature, and the humanity?
Please repeat.
Should there be limits to what science is doing to our world?
Should there be limits to the science that is doing to our world?
The human ability is the limit, right? We don't know everything and we can't do everything, right? We are one of the species, one of the 97 lakh species on this universe. So I don't think science will ever have a limit within its own limits. So I think there should be no limit. In my view, there should be no limit to what we can explore, what we can find out. But what should be there is, it should be also associated with human values, okay, and not exploitation of nature like it was just mentioned, or building hatred against each other. So if we can bring in human values, science will be the one. I strongly believe that ultimately science will be the one which will bring truth in this world. So in my view, science is the only probably way of looking at real truth in this world, but it's also limited with our own abilities of what we can explore and do. But I think because it's universal, science is the only one which everybody has to accept because it's the same thing. Yeah, this is what. Does it answer your question? I don't know.
Like, humans have been busier than before, and AI, technology and science can help them do their work easily, but they are growing busier day by day. Their works are increasing than decreasing. So I'm asking if there should be limits to what the science and technology are doing to human. Actually, human emotions are not being controlled by the technology. So I'm asking about the limits.
Yeah, I mean, beautiful. I mean, because see, we have not yet been able to understand emotions with technology, science. But there are a lot of efforts now. A lot of biologists are working to relate emotions. It's not only the IQ, but also the EQ component. So I'm sure one day the understanding between EQ and IQ and optimization of this will happen. So we need, because it's more difficult to understand emotional aspects. The basic sciences are relatively much easier, right? To understand human beings is a very complex thing. But I'm sure there will be a lot of progress in this direction, especially with AI coming. There are many things which we thought cannot be understood. With a lot of big data now, you probably will start understanding and become much more human than what we have been up to now. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Thank you very much. It was a wonderful question. When we talk about should this happen or should this not happen, what is often at the back of our mind is some sense of ethics. Is this the right thing to happen or is it the wrong thing to happen? I suspect that the growth of science does not come under this categorization at all. It is unstoppable. So science will continue to grow and it will continue to influence our life. The question of should and should not comes very nicely, as Professor Shiv-Prasad explained, how we respond to these changes, that we don't use it to exploit either nature or each other. If we succeed at that, I think we are good. Thank you.
Adding to that, the science has evolved from our independence time to present day. We have lot of gadgets available where you can do science in a better way, precise way. But science is for finding facts, isn't it? Because that's one which adds new knowledge. Because otherwise our knowledge would become redundant and stagnant. But science enriches knowledge. But then there is no shortcut. There is no shortcut. All these are gadgets which would help us to ease our scientific pursuits. Don't think that that's the only thing that's going to take science, because fact finding is what is needed, and you need to find out the truth behind every enigma that the society is facing. So that should be the way that you should do science. Not just, maybe that, not be carried by what is being said about AI, robotics and all the things. They will do everything and you sit at home, not that. So you need to, the intellect should come. Especially, you should consider from C.V. Raman's time, how science has evolved in the country to the present status. So that is what should go to your mind. And you should work hard, use your brain, not use artificial intelligence or other brains to work for you. Work hard. You do that. You become a good citizen like C.V. Raman is remembered even now. And we respect him because of his findings for the Nobel Prize. So we need to go in for that. Okay?
We will go to the next question.
Sir, my name is Shyam Mahendra Ike of Sadhguru Public School. This question struck me before 1 year. The question is, can an atom be another universe?
Can?
An atom be another universe?
Universe.
Can an atom be
Another universe.
another universe? Well, you need an operational definition of the universe. What is it that you mean by the universe? And the universe already has a very complex structure. The structure of an atom is very well understood, and it is very different from that of a universe. So there are billions and billions of atoms which constitute a universe. So I think these are quite separate concepts. You have perhaps something else at the back of your mind, and feel free to, feel free to elaborate on your question.
Will a universe be having many atoms inside it?
Are you asking if there can be a universe inside an atom?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So the universe inside the atom, whatever is inside the atom is very well understood. And an atom consists of a nucleus and electrons around it, and that structure is very well understood. There certainly are some open questions, but most of it is very well understood, and nobody suspects that there is anything beyond it inside the atom.
Thank you. Any more question from this side? Yeah, please.
Go ahead.
Sir, I am Arnav Jiresh of class 8th, studying in Chinmaya Vidyalaya, Vidyanagar, Kasaragod. So I'm going to ask a question about, could AI have a mind of itself and disobey our commands?
Can AI have its mind of its own? Very relevant question in the times when we are confused of what is AI and what it's going to do. In my view, see, AI is about maybe 20 years old, 25 years old, right? But what we see in the society is about maybe just 2 or 3 years old. We are seeing AI. AI is basically understanding how the brain works and try to imitate it, right? So it's limited by our understanding of how the brain works. So it will always be limited by understanding how the brain works. So in my view, yes, it will definitely start working like human brain, not in the form of AI it is today, but the Gen AI and the Super AI which people are talking about it, probably it will definitely function like the brain we do, and probably sometimes even better. It's possible because biological problems have a lot of limitations in accuracy. Those accuracies can be taken care by AI. I strongly feel it can have mind on its own eventually.
Sir, could it hurt us?
We don't know. I mean, we don't know how it's going to behave. Probably right now it depends on the data it collects. So now if the question is, my personal belief is it will not hurt anybody because it has all the information, and the average of all the information is actually goodness, right? Goodness. So if we have all the information, any human being becomes good. That's why we call it wisdom, right? So I strongly believe once it has a mind on its own and it has all the information which is available, I think it will be only for the good of the society. This is what my strong belief is, but we all don't know. We don't know how it is going to evolve eventually. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
I asked this question to AI itself.
What it says, sir? What does it say?
It says, I think you might be asking me if I have a soul or a mind. As an AI, I do not have a physical body or consciousness. So I do not have a soul or a mind like humans do. I process and respond to text-based and pattern-based algorithms. That's what it says.
It itself doesn't know whether it has a mind or not.
It's very honest. Yes. It's very honest. Yes. Yes.
So my name is Lakshya MC and I'm from class 8, KV number 1 CPCRI. And my question is, now AI and every technologies are replacing like many things like you said doctors, engineers and all. And like what would be like this generation, what will they choose if they don't have anything else to do as a job? What will they choose? There is no options, right?
Yeah, I think this is a common question. When you start saying that they will do everything which humans can do, what will humans do in the future, right?
Yeah.
This is the question which will be there. My strong belief is, see, we are now using AI to do what we were able to do, right? What we are able to do, we use AI to do that. So AI does all that. But now we'll have to start thinking beyond to do things which we could not do up to now. Right? So the human role will be to play above AI. And see, now AI is doing whatever we are doing. We have taught them whatever, as I told you in my talk earlier, whatever we are doing now, we are teaching that to the AI, right? To the machine to do that. So now the machine will do all the routine work, right? And all the things which we are able to do. But now we have to start thinking beyond AI. Are there problems in the world which we could not solve up to now? And probably now we partner with AI and solve all those problems which we could not do up to now. For example, nothing will become less. Our work will become even more. Okay, but we'll solve many more problems of the society which we have been not able to solve right now. So, for example, if you remember earlier when we were all very young, there were only the tailors would stitch, right, with their hand, with the needles, and then came the sewing machine. Once the sewing machine came, people thought that all the tailors will do the job, but they didn't lose the job. But new kinds of jobs came to the tailors. And now we have a big industry called as fashion industry, which depends on tailors. So like that, the current thing, whatever we are doing currently will become out-fashioned because that will be done by the machines. Now we have to start thinking beyond that. So every teacher, every student, everybody has now to think how do we use AI to do all the regular work and then do something beyond which we have not been able to think right now. So I strongly feel, like you said, we'll have a lot more to do once the AI starts doing all this routine work. Okay, we'll have a lot more, but new things to do. Not the regular things, yeah, machine can do, but now we have to do something with. So we have to use our brain a lot more than do the routine work. Yeah? Like, for example, creativity. Some people say we lose creativity. Artists, I've been discussing with artists, they say we lose creativity. I said, no. When you do an art, okay, there is 10% of creativity, and behind that there's a 90% of regular routine work which they are doing. That the machine will do. Now you can use your brain for becoming more creative. Okay, start thinking, rather than do routine things, you start becoming more creative. So the idea is you will become more creative. This is my strong belief. And you will have a lot more work to do. Yeah, very new kind of work you will do. Yeah.
Adding to that, don't get confused. You are a generation. Maybe that another 20 years would take all these technologies to be implemented fully. By the time you are mature enough. So don't think that you have no role to play, but try to understand what your passion is. Pursue that. Things would come as an aid to you. As is being said, that AI, machine learning and all would help you. Because you have created it, isn't it? So maybe that there should be human intellect to work. Probably if this goes out of control, who will control that? You need to have human resources to do it, human brain to do it. So what I would say to the kids is that Now you decide what you want to become. And decide it and affirm that this is what your passion is. So decide now, and all these gadgets, maybe that probably you do an assignment with ChatGPT, isn't it?
Yes.
What is your role, isn't it? You're just becoming a machine, you are becoming a machine, that you have no intellectual input into it. You don't understand it. So please understand that it's all gadgets. For something, you would use it, but don't misuse it or abuse it. Anything we have been suffering because we have abused the nature. So if you are disciplined, follow certain ethics, and then understand your quality, capability, and try to redefine yourself and get into this. So how do you fit into this? That is the art that you have. Fit into this era of artificial intelligence and robotics. So what is your role? And how would you do things by which you stand in the international, national arena? So think that way. All of you should think that way. Plan it now. You may have some ideas, but reinforce it. Talk to people. Talk to the experts. And then design. Not just everyone becoming engineers or doctors, but pursue all the passions that you have. And we are there too. You have everything available by which you can go further. Wish you all the best, and it was a wonderful question.
Thank you, sir.
I am Sara Munir Talakot of class 8. I am from KV number 1 CPCRI Kasaragod, and I have a question. I have noticed that our traditional education system promoting memorization, then creativity and problem solving skills. So I think it is going to meet market needs. It is failing to meet it. As market demands skilled individuals with soft skills and technical ability. So, sir, can you please explain what is the solution?
Can you just be crisp?
Our traditional education system promotes often memorization over creativity and problem solving skills. It is failing to meet market demands. So what is the solution to this problem?
Okay.
Okay. If I understand your question, what you are telling is the traditional education system is addressing to the market needs, right? So, will this traditional education system change, or does it need a change? Is that your question?
Yes, sir.
Yeah? Okay. So, yes, I very strongly believe that the conventional education system is not going to work anymore. Okay, now it has to be. See, India was a very, very poor nation, right, when it became independent. But the last 75 years, we have become, now we have, illiterate people are 90%. Earlier, we were only planning to make people more literate. But now we have enough critical mass and critical energy to do quality. So now quality will become the key to our education system. And as you said, the current education system is focusing on memorization and rote learning, and that will change definitely. Because remembering, information is now no longer required. Information is available in the air. Like sir said, you have to find your passion. You have to find out which information is important for you. And you will choose your own information, which is not what the conventional education system is doing. It is giving a general information which everybody wants, everybody should take. Now the education system will depend on you, because now your intelligence type, your learning style, your personality will define what you want to do. And that kind of education has to come and will come, so that we all do the best out of what we have and the passion we have. And while we have a passion and we identify a profession, right, then life becomes jingalala, right? So the idea is, how do we look for your passion and go behind it? And also, as sir said, all the modern tools which are there, how do we use them, exploit them to achieve our passion and our dreams? I think that will be the kind of education which is going to change. Conventional education may not work anymore. This is what I feel.
This is also addressed in the National Education Policy, which is released by the Government of India. we say that education should be focused on holistic, inclusive, and multidisciplinary. Why to have that? Because conventional system of learning doesn't go in for this broad approach to education system. So I am sure that this system which is being envisaged is a wonderful thing that if you see it, it has got great everything because you would be able to become an entrepreneur by yourself. You would understand that what is needed by the society. That's what you speak about the market needs. So maybe that you have to take up a research work as per not just you doing alone. It should be on a multidisciplinary platform, discuss with everyone, and then get inputs and then try it. And that's what this national education policy speaks of. It's a wonderful thing, and if you follow it, and I'm sure that would answer your question. Okay?
Sir, I want to be an astrophysicist when I grow up.
Very good.
So, will it replace by AI?
Will it?
Astrophysicist.
Congratulations. It's a good choice. Astrophysics will not be replaced by AI, but AI is necessary to research astrophysics. So AI will help you become an astrophysicist. It will not replace astrophysics.
Thank you very much.
Good choice.
Very good. You know, have you learned what astrophysics is? You know a great person in India who has done great work in astrophysics?
Yes,
It's
Vikram
a
Sarabhai.
Keralite, Dr. Tanu Padmanabhan. And his daughter also has followed suit. She is also an astrophysicist. So I've talked to many students. I don't know, they have this passion for becoming astrophysicists. So, but you understand that. Understand what astrophysics and then how you can suit yourself into that. Okay? But don't rely on AI because this is something different. You can data generation, data, interpretation, all those, you can use it, isn't it? Otherwise, astrophysics per se is a science which need to be pursued with a passion.
Yeah, I will like to elaborate that AI will be necessary to study astrophysics, and I will give you one example. When you train your telescopes into the sky and get light rays are incident on that, you analyze the spectra, but the light ray, if your detector is here, the ray which is coming here may not come in a straight line. It may have come from here. It may have come from here and bent on its path due to some gravitational field inside. How does the detector over here know that the ray has originated here and not here? And the data are so intricate, so complicated. There are many telescopes which are being used to study this, and analysis of these data is impossible on a human scale. You need artificial intelligence to analyze this. So AI will be necessary to study astrophysics.
Thank you for your guidance, sir.
Yeah, thank you. My dear students, we have had enough questions related to AI. I would like you to shift your focus on some other fields of science. Now, there are many other sectors of science which you would be interested to get into. And before that, I have one question for all the students here. Be honest when you reply me. How many of you have decided your career goal, what you wish to be in the future? Those students who have decided what you wish to be in the future, please raise your hands. Honestly. I appreciate your honesty. Hands down. And those students who have not yet decided what you wish to be in your life, please raise your hands. Yes. Thank you. there lies a greater responsibility on the teachers who have come with you. We will have a short discussion on this because unless we have clarity, unless we have a dream in our mind that what you wish to be, no, we will not be able to have a focused, work towards that. Maybe a forum like this will guide you. This is not just engineering, not just medicine. There are many other, sectors. We have agriculture, we have horticulture, we have biotechnology, we have dental science, many sectors of science. I think you should equally focus on them. And for those students we have not decided, this is my wish that before you go to bed today, you should decide. This is high time for you. Now, most of you are high school students. Recently I was in one school in Coorg, and all of them were primary school students. I asked the same questions to them. 90+% of students have decided what they wish to be. But I appreciate your honesty. But before you decide, before you go to bed today, you will decide what you wish to be in your life. And it is the responsibility of all the esteemed teachers who are present here. It is not just focusing on the curriculum or just guiding them to complete your lessons. It's also your duty, responsibility along with the parents. Parents have only two dreams: either son should become an engineer or a doctor, nothing else. But it is you who have to guide them. Please do that. You are really late, but you should make a decision now. Now we would request students to ask questions in other sectors. Yes.
Hi sir, I'm Risha from class 8 from Chinmaya Vidyalaya. So can we actually use wormholes to travel through space?
In principle, yes. In practice, I don't think we know how to do that in any near future. But in principle, yes, that can happen. So the theory certainly provides for that access. It is possible in principle, but I don't know if it is going to happen anytime soon or if it is going to happen at all. I don't know that.
Thank you, sir.
Next question.
Sir, I am Dhruti Satyesh from class 10th, Sadhguru Public School. I want to ask you that with the help of quantum theory and physics, will it be possible to time travel in the future?
See, time travel is a very tricky concept. We actually live in a world in which we think that time is different from space. That is not the case. We actually live in a four-dimensional world, but it is not a Euclidean four-dimensional world. You're familiar with Euclidean geometry, you know that there is straight line is one-dimensional. You add another line which is orthogonal to it, it becomes two-dimensional. So you can't add a fourth time dimension which is orthogonal to these three to make it four-dimensional. It is a non-Euclidean geometry which is not what I want to get into. But it is space and time. Space and time forms a continuum, and the whole idea of time travel and space travel is not what we think it is. So in a certain sense, time travel is already happening. What is now for you is past for someone else and future for someone else. So time travel has got a very different implication.
Now, I think we should shift our focus to teachers now. Thank you, students. Teachers, you have any quick questions? Because we have at least two persons who have been spending a lot of energy, time, their experiences in building the capacities of the teachers. How teachers can be the torch bearers to build the future of this great nation. And now I would request teachers who have an immense role to build the career and the personality of the students. If you have any quick questions to ask, all three of us are there, but two persons have spent a lot of their energy and time in building the capacities, in designing programs and facilities for the teachers' training. We would like to hear from you. Teachers. Yes, here.
My name is Manorama from Sadhguru Public School. It is my doubt, sir. The scientific age provides many facilities to children. Maybe it may reduce their thinking ability. Do you agree, sir?
If I understand the question correctly, you're telling that there are too many activities.
Yes, it provides many facilities. That one, whatever, if any answer they needed, they are without thinking, they are searching in that Google and all. So they are writing the answer like that. Everything, they are depending upon this chat GPT like that.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
No. Yeah. So actually, I'll ask you the return question. Don't you think you are asking very trivial questions which ChatGPT can answer? Can you ask questions beyond ChatGPT that the students will not be able to answer? You understand my point? We have been asking those traditional questions. Are we changing the way we ask questions to the students? Do we not need to change when information is available in the nature? Still I continue to ask the same questions now, or should I ask different questions? What do you think? Right? Now teachers have to grow above ChatGPT now. Right?
It provides
everything
it provides.
Not everything, madam. It cannot provide everything. That's why I said if it had provided everything, there's nothing left in this world. No, you have to now become very familiar with AI and other technologies. So you have to spend more time what the students do with AI so that you can give them challenges where they ask them, use AI and come out with this answer, which the AI cannot give the answer. Okay, that is possible. That is possible. So now teachers have to be empowered with something more than what they've been doing now. They have to come out with something very new and challenging. We can spend a lot of time discussing this, but I hope I conveyed the thing that traditional teaching is not going to work anymore. Another small point is every child is different, right? What we call as multiple intelligence types. Now we used to think there was only one intelligence called as IQ, but now we know there are 8 kinds of intelligences. And those intelligences define 6 types of learning styles. Different style, they learn from different styles. And then each of them has 5 types of personalities. Now the question, if this is all different, how can we teach and grow them in only one method? So now we have to find out methods of personalized teaching where each of them learns in his or her own learning style and with the kind of intelligence which is dominant in them. That's what, like sir was telling, how do we identify the passions and the interest of the child is the challenge. Like sir also said, that you have to help them decide their career. They are too young to decide whether they want to become doctor or engineer right now, because they will depend on very little exposure. They don't have enough exposures. Now the responsibility of the teachers is to tell, look, you are good at this, so this will help you. Okay, and doing that is a big challenge. It's not easy, as I said in one sentence. It is a big, big challenge. And that's why teachers have to be now empowered to guide the students to go in their own way, not in the way we want them to go. Okay, that I think is the change which is going to happen.
Okay. Thank you.
No, in fact, I have, see, along with teaching and asking a question, with AI coming into picture, the assessment has also changed. Yeah. So I cannot have the same assessment method as that of earlier and try to check the people who have a knowledge of AI, right? So please do one experiment for your question. You go and ask, how do I innovatively ask assessment to ChatGPT also, you will get the question, answer for that. I mean, it's very, very fantastic. We have in fact generated curriculum assessment methods using ChatGPT, but the way you prompt it is a very, very, I mean, it has to be innovative. See, that's what you need to see. The same question what you were asking now, even if you ask them, they will come up with the answer. So you will have to change some methodology to do that.
Now, knowledge acquisition through AI and other platforms. Of course, as you say that the answers will be gathered by them through ChatGPT or maybe assignments given to. But do you think ChatGPT or AI can skill a person? Skilling is what is important. You empower a student to get skilled in particular area. You make them do the experiment. That they cannot gather it from AI or other things. So resort to that kind of activities where they are being skilled. And skilling is what is being taken by the government of India in a big way. So start skilling from this level itself. And they would understand what this intricacy and beauty of science is. And with that, I'm sure that not just going for a kind of passive entry into a medicine or engineering, they would choose there like the, astrophysics or many other areas. So try to go beyond that and try to skill them, and I'm sure that they would come out as much better. And also that, as Sir was telling, that it's high time that you decide yourself. What is lacking? It's everything. For students, you have everything available. You name it. Your parents are there to back you. There are support systems available. Every other gadgets, facilities, laboratories. I'm sure most of the schools have well furnished and well equipped laboratories. And then probably with that you try to learn, and everything possible is available to you. Either to have things being done in the country. You know that how many ICERs are there in the country? How many IITs are there? And so many institutions of high prominence are there where you will be able to get updated, develop yourself into a better way by looking into that. So opportunities are empty, and don't shy away. Decide yourself. As he said, when you go back home, decide what you want to become. And also ask a question to yourself, do I have the power to do that? Do I have the capability to do that? So for that, you should have a faith in yourself. Have that faith take you further into what you want to be. That should be the message. Okay?
Namaste, sir. My name is Manu. I am the librarian of Sadhguru Public School. It is a connection with your wonderful talk in the morning section. We have nanotechnology, biotechnology, artificial intelligence and all. And after 10 years, we will be in a different world. At the same time, we have the Sustainable Development Goals developed by our UN. And the first one is zero hunger, that is to eradicate poverty. Will we be able to achieve that one within 10 years or 15 years?
Very interesting question you have asked. We have been discussing about technology-aided, production systems and all. One thing, AI cannot produce food. You have to sow the seed in the soil, irrigate it, give water, and then it will produce the crop. Now, coming to the Sustainable Development Goals, we set certain time. Now we have advanced it by another 5 years, 10 years like that. And if you look at the zero hunger target, it is the responsibility of each and every one of us sitting here to ensure that whatever the food that is produced is not wasted. If you look at the percentage of food waste, 30% of the food is wasted across the globe. This is first important thing. We have to teach our children that they don't waste the food. That is one thing. Point number two, agriculture, horticulture, or any production system for that matter, it was completely traditional 50, 30, 20 years back. Now last 10 years, if you look at the technological advancements in agriculture, horticulture, food production, there's an enormous development, right? And in spite of that, we still, have people who do not have the second meal a day. So this is an area of concern for all of us. It's not that we have been able to produce a large amount of food. In spite of that, other thing which is there associated with hunger is, it is not just filling your stomach with something else. We also have to look at the nutrition security. Now it is now the talk of the day. So keeping these things in mind, we should look at the existing production systems. If you look at the way we are losing land, we are converting all the best land into real estate. We are laying roads, we are building huge dams which will submerge all the best soils. And if you look at the problems associated with the production factors, especially the soil, is enormous. So these are the factors we need to educate our students. Now, how do we address them? We think that, food means it is wheat, rice, and maize. We don't think beyond that. There are many other things. So, zero hunger target can be achieved provided we have enormous education among the civilized society. That's the first thing. We should think that everyone has a right to have good food, access to good food. So the production systems are to be made more efficient than before. And in the light of technology, we have lost many things in agriculture. So it is not just the responsibility of the farmers to produce food for us. It is the responsibility of each and every individual to ensure that we contribute to the efficient production system. We contribute zero wastage system. So that's where we can achieve zero hunger by the targeted time. Otherwise, we have to extend it by another 10 years.
I was expecting some questions because he said about biotechnology, nanotechnology, and the wonders they are doing, but we didn't get any questions from that. Because as you know that biotechnology and nanotechnology are equated with that of AI and robotics in the fourth industrial revolution. So they have equal capability to address what our problems are. So medical needs, to design a drug, to make a drug, you need to have biotechnology. You need to find out that how exactly the drug goes into the body and delivers at the right site for making its effect, like nanotechnology can be used. So blend of all this, I think maybe that you have been carried away by AI and robotics, that you didn't ask any questions in that. But understand that there are two major sciences available to you, the biotechnology with its wonders being done during the past few decades, and then nanotechnology for the past decade is doing wonders. Because I'm sure that nanotechnology is making a revolution for meeting your needs. So for that, there will be a lot of opportunities available in biotechnology and nanotechnology. So think about that also. Pure science, basic science, applied science, and then to come to biotechnology and nanotechnology. So please understand that there are a lot much of areas. It's not a narrow area because you won't be able to think and plan accordingly. So think about all these areas. Use ChatGPT for understanding what potentials of biotechnology and nanotechnology are. And then you will realize the great avenues that you have to pursue your career. So take it that way. Yeah, Dr. Apparao Podile, who was the Vice Chancellor of Central University of Hyderabad.
Friends, I just wanted to supplement what our panelists have been mentioning about, especially around zero hunger that you have raised. What biotechnology has contributed. Very interesting things our Vice Chancellor sir has already mentioned on zero hunger. Genome editing has shown the way today on how to improve the nutritional value of the crops. And very recently, we know there is a phenomenon called apomixis, and how apomixis can be made use of to enhance the rice yield. It's almost like double. What hybrids are giving, you can get even the double the yield of rice, making use of the apomixis phenomenon. All these things are advancements in biotechnology. the developments in biotechnology are, although there is a shrinkage of the land available for production, there are other side, we are able to enhance the production of foods and also, as mentioned, nutritionally valuable foods. That also has been on the agenda, and many of the things have come in the recent past, and more have to come, and that can only be addressed through biotechnology. This is something that I wanted to supplement to what the panelists have already mentioned. Thank you.
I think we are running out of time. Two things before we close this session. The role of teachers. The role of teachers, it's a very, what I should say, most responsible job. If anybody is doing, it is most complicated also because you deal with 20 students, 30 students, 40 students in your class. Each of them come from different background. Their learning abilities are different. Their intelligence levels are different. Their ideas are different. Their thinking is different. Their attitudes are different. Their actions are different. And it is only the teacher who can understand, who can cater to each and every one of them. You have to have a tailor-made, system to address the needs and issues of all those students in a given short period of time. So I would like to highlight saying that the teacher's responsibility is the most important responsibility, and it's most holiest of the holy of the holiest jobs that anybody can do. And we cannot do it just for the sake of doing a job. It is your commitment, it is your involvement, and it is your continued perseverance to attain the superiority in your job. So I would appreciate, on behalf of the panel, we appreciate the duties and the responsibilities of our teachers. But in the meantime, I would request all of you, please guide your students. You know them. It is only you who can know them better than their parents. It's only the teachers. So, you have to show them the right path. Due to paucity of time, we could not have many questions. We would have had many questions. Maybe some other time, whenever you have an opportunity to do that. Friends, students, before we close, I would request all those students who have not decided what they wish to be in their future, please raise your hands. Please decide. You are promising to the panel sitting on the dais that before you go to bed today, you will explore all the opportunities and you will decide what you wish to be. And one question for all of you. How many of you wish to be an employee in a big institution, company, or whatever it is? Please raise your hands. How many of you wish to take up jobs? Okay. Okay, I appreciate his honesty. And then all of you must wish to become entrepreneurs. Please raise hands who would wish to be entrepreneurs. Okay, and then what others wish to be? Right? Either you should...
I don't think they have the exposure to make those kind of decisions right away. I think they have to work on it for a couple of years to decide what they want to do. And the teachers have to give them the exposure which is necessary to make the decision.
Agreed, sir, but we will not be able to give them years. We can give them some days.
Yes.
No, you have a greater responsibility now. They are all your students. Either we should have a clarity, we wish to become an employee or an employer. Right? So you have to give them clarity, expose them to various sectors, various fields of opportunities, and then please help them that they should decide what they wish to be so that they can, in a very focused way, they can progress in their path. They are already in 8th, 9th and 10th standards. It's high time for them to decide for their future. Please do that. And I take promise from all the teachers present here. By raising your right hands, you are promising the people sitting on the dais that you will guide them, handhold them, support them in deciding their future. Can you please raise your right hands, all the teachers? All the teachers? Yes, madam? So thank you very much. So this session has been very fruitful, because you are taking an additional responsibility. You have promised us, and we are sure you will stay with your promise, and you will guide your students to choose a wonderful career that builds this great nation in the days to come.
I just want to end up, because it was a very fruitful discussion. We could also become mentors to you. We are approachable. So if you ask the organizers, they would give our mobile numbers and email IDs. I'm sure that we have seen life throughout, starting from for 4 or 5 decades of experience we have. So we would be able to guide you also, like your teachers, if you get back to us through our email, and that would be available through the organizers. Please do that, because I'm sure many people who couldn't ask questions could ask questions to us through email, isn't it, sir?
Day. Bose said, never accept an idea as long as you yourself are not satisfied with its consistency and logical structure on which the concepts are based. Zaha said,
and some who might change their decisions in due course of time because you may get some other opportunities. Some may take more time to decide depending on, what happens on your career track and what opportunities you get. But I want to wish that all of you have a very bright career. My appeal to you is to make sure that you reach your potential. Don't stop below that. Reach your potential, and you will do better than any one of us. All the best.
Okay. On a lighter note, I just want to tell a small anecdote which I learned from Ayachit. Okay, I'll just a small story, and then that will be how I'll end. There was one teacher who bought a new dog, and he was walking it along the way, and his friend came and asked the teacher, "Ore, have you bought a new dog?" Okay, and the teacher said, "Okay, yeah, I bought a very new dog. It's a very smart dog. I paid 50,000 rupees for this. It's a very smart dog." So his friend asked him, "So what have you taught the dog?" So the teacher says, "I've taught it how to whistle." Okay, so he said, "Whistle? I've never heard it." Okay, let me see. Okay, so they ask, he says, "Hey, Tommy, whistle. It doesn't whistle." They tried so many times, but it doesn't whistle. Then the friend asked the teacher, "Hey, what is this? You said you have taught it." He said, the teacher says, "I've taught it, but it has not learned. What can I do?" You understand? This is the kind of education we are going through now, the conventional education. We have taught it, we have covered the syllabus, but the students have not learned it. So there is no teaching unless there is learning. I think that's why it's a partnership between a teacher, a student, and now a new partner has come, which is the machine. Right? So we need to work together to solve all the problems which we think we need to solve. A new teaching, learning atmosphere has to be created. This is my feeling. Yeah.
Now, somebody has defined what an education is. Initially, they said education is all about learning. Then it was modified to say that learn to learn. It is not only learn, it is learn to learn. So the very purpose of education has to be learn to learn. Now, people are not happy with that. People are not happy with that. They said it is learn to live. Learn to live. Still people are not happy with that. They say that learn to live together. That is what we call an education. And I hope both teachers and students will do that. Please keep the mind, it is not, education is all about learning. It is not completing the syllabus. Please work towards the direction of learning and making the life much more beautiful than where we are. Thank you.
I think we are closing this session. I thank all the panelists for sharing their wonderful experiences. And you have been a great audience. And we have come out with a lot of questions. We look forward for another opportunity to interact with you. Thank you one and all.
By this, we came to the end of the interactive session. I would like to express our gratitude to the extreme panel of scientists for their exceptional patience, invaluable time and thoughtful answers to all the questions. And I also thank all the students and teachers as well. Your great questions and enthusiasm what made the session so lively and interactive. Thank you all. All participants, delegates and esteemed guests, please note that the valedictory session will begin immediately. So please be seated. And there will be a short film presentation after valedictory session. I request all the school students and teachers to have lunch arranged at the food court. Thank you all.